Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, it is going to be the bunny breach standing build. Pretty obvious. Let's get right on into it. If you've watched my bunny condense guide, or you've watched my every bunny video in one video, you will recognize this build fairly quickly. It's going to be the critical hit electric condense build. So for the red mod, we will be using electric condense. That's going to be the main thing. And we will of course be using mid-air maneuvering, because that's also going to be one of the main things, especially with bunny in this setup. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Next up, for the actual beginning of the setup, we are going to go with the main things for bunny. So if you look over here, look at our skills. Cooldown is essential, and then we are building into crit, so we're gonna go all in with the setup. So cooldown for bunny right off the bat is going to be focus on electric, focus on fusion. Where's fusion? Focus on fusion, and then it's also going to be the other two cooldown mods, which is MP conversion and nimble fingers. Then from here, we're going to grab all of the crit mods, or we're going to grab 3 out of 4 crit mods at least. So we'll be grabbing insight, concentration, and emergency measures specifically for the crit rate. Now we're going to add the tiny touches of quality of life that you really do need with bunny. So that's going to be a little bit of skill cost. With that, oh shoot, just maximize conservation over there, and then you're going to need range with bunny, so skill expansion, as well as amplification control. Now with this setup, you'll basically be bunny balling, and yeah, with this it's going to just be matched up with power beyond, just because this is going to be the best trigger mod because of that 15% power increase. So yeah, fairly simplistic, at least with the bunny setup in this instance. So let's move on to the next part of this setup, which is going to be the reactor and external components. So with the reactor, we'll quickly get on into it after we slap on our blue beetle. So blue beetle is going to be the main thing. Festive, yeah, don't worry about it. So blue beetle is going to be the weapon of choice, and for the reactor we're going to be going with a cooldown reactor as well as crit damage, because we want to have as much cooldown as possible and we want to have as much crit damage as possible. So that is going to be the main thing that we have over with this setup as well. So next up, let's have a quick look at the external components. With the external components, you're basically going to go with two pieces. The two pieces is going to be 2 pieces of ascending armory set and then 2 pieces of hunter set. You can choose which pieces, it really doesn't make that big of a difference anyways. So yeah, that's what we are going to be going with. The main things is that you are going to want max HP, MP recovery out of combat, max MP recovery in combat, MP recovery modifier and defense or electric resistance, and then max shield and toxic resistance or shield recovery modifier. Across every single one of your cores, you are going to want max HP and defense, so that is going to work out very much in your favor, especially with this setup being around spamming abilities, at least with bunny. Next up, let's have a quick look at the Arche tuning tree. Now with the Arche tuning tree, again, it's going to be fairly simplistic. So we're just going to go in for as much DPS as possible. At least with bunny, this is basically what you'd be doing with the tree anyways. So yeah, there you go. We're just going to go grab max skill power, and then we are also going to go up and grab cooldown, and then we are going to grab electric cohesion. Actually, never mind, scratch that. We are going to go the other way. The other way is a little bit better. You're going to want to go grab yourself crit rate as well as crit damage, and then you'll have 1 left, and that will just be a little bit more skill power. So this is going to be the tree that you're going to grab with electric cohesion. For mobbing, cohesion does work a little bit better, so that's why we are going with that one specifically in this setup. So that's nice and easy as well. Now for the rest of this setup with bunny, we'll have a look at the weapons and inversions real quick. With the weapons and inversions, the blue beetle is going to be the main weapon, and it's just going to be a stat stick to buff bunny's fusion abilities. A grapple and 1 grapple core and 1 sprint core on here are important though, so you definitely want to grab that at a bare minimum. For your actual weapon, the mods don't really matter because we're not going to be shooting this weapon, but if you do want to, this is the setup I would suggest. Next up, for the inversion reinforcement, I would recommend skill cost, the health, and then the third one is optional, but I went with cellular stimulation over here, so again, a little bit more health. So that's the build or the weapons and the main part of it at least covered. So let's quickly have a look at the Ancestor mod. With Ancestor mod on Bunny, it's fairly obvious that with this setup, you just want to go with as much crit rate and crit damage as possible. You could also get cooldown on your Ancestor mod, which is going to work out quite nicely as well. Crit rate, crit damage would be your two ideal stats, and then cooldown, cost, or even range could help you replace amplification control. In this instance here, we'll go with my Ancestor mod that has crit rate and crit damage, and then we don't need to change the rest of the setup. With this, we'd still keep the rest of this for cooldown cap, and you can see here, we're capped on cooldown whilst maintaining a nice crit buff, so much, and yeah, that's pretty much everything you'd need for a Bunny with an Ancestor mod, so that should basically wrap that up off the top of my head. Next up, let's have a look at some gameplay. Now, with the gameplay, this is going to be pretty much what you'd expect in Breach Standing. So, with Bunny, it is basically just about flying around and condensing in the middle of the room is the main thing that I would say. So, even over here, you can keep an eye on the gameplay. This is what we are going to be expecting. So, with this, again, I was just using the bike to get around for the further distances, and then just using electric condense, and then you're going to want to follow up with the loop. Fourth ability, first ability, first ability, first ability, third. So simply 4, 1, 1, 1, 4, rinse and repeat, and there you go. You've got your infinite loop with infinite damage with Bunny. It's a very simplistic game loop, and honestly, you're going to do tons of damage with it anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much what you would expect with Bunny. Now, with this mod in general, I do have some complaints about Breach Standing. Number one primarily being the keys, but we'll leave that as a topic for another video. You can see just in general though, Bunny as a Descendant just rips everything apart in here, to absolutely no one's surprise. So, yeah. This is pretty much what you'd expect out of the mod anyways. I think ideally you just want to keep charging your condense as much as you can, or at least following the loop and doing 3 casts of your first ability, but for the most part you see crits absolutely everywhere, and yeah, you're just going to be nuking everything. It's fairly easy, and to be fair, with this mod, I feel like the biggest thing is once we do know the tile set rotations and we know where the next spawn is, so on and so forth, it will become a lot faster and a lot more optimized. This run that I did here was an okay run. I think it was just over the 4-minute marker. Yeah, just over the 4-minute marker. So about a 4-minute run over here with Bunny. But honestly, it's not too bad. I do like the shift of pace and just the changing up on objectives and stuff like that. For once, they've actually decided to really take advantage of, well, the genuinely beautiful tile sets in this game, and it shows because this mod is a lot of fun. I do wish the keys were a little bit better so that we can basically, you know, go in and still annihilate more and farm more effectively, but for the most part, you basically have everything you need over here. This build is already one of the builds that is included in my big boy Bunny video, a 40-minute long Bunny video with everything in it. So everything is inside of there. But yeah, just thought I'd make this one video to reiterate and just to push this crit Bunny forward once again, because there is definitely a lot of players or people that might not have you know, seen the build yet, and you know, if they haven't, welcome to the channel. But you can just see here in general, Bunny does a pretty fast and easy job of just ripping everything apart. She's one of the best Descendants in the game for a reason. I guess primarily it's more so about just having fun in here, and you can see from the gameplay, I'm loving it. And even this phase specifically, I really do like how it's a really aggressive, fast-paced phase where Bunny can just go in and quite literally one-shot everything. Truly a masterpiece, genuine masterpiece. And I didn't think in general that this mod could be as good as it is, but man, I've got to tell you, I'm a big fan. I think a lot of players really do like this mod in general, but they might be kind of ratioed by keys, and it sounds familiar because I'm also in that position. You can see here we've just gone into the cave or gone into this little place over here, so now we're inside. Like, these tile sets are so good, and even just slapping mobs in them is such a nice refresh, a nice little pace change. And over here you can see we just one-shotted the final boss. He's gone to his immunity phase now, and unlucky we didn't one-shot him again, even though it would have been nicer. Hit him on the second shot, and there you go. This run was 4 minutes and 4 seconds. You could absolutely do it faster than that. I wasn't like going crazy. I didn't know spawns. There's a lot more optimization that could just be done in general. But that's pretty much been today's video, guys, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please just smash that like button, and if you are new here, please do consider subscribing. I make plenty of videos on the first Descendant, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!